Hello, everyone, and welcome. So, today I'm going to be channeling a message for you about the month of September. We are entering on the 1st of September, we're entering into a new season. So, in the Southern Hemisphere, we're moving into spring, Northern Hemisphere is autumn. And yeah, I'm just feeling like there's a lot happening in September. We have the eclipses coming up in September as well, which is like a huge astrological kind of energy. So I'm curious to see. I'm going to shuffle live and we're going to use the Wheel of the Year tarot, which I'm loving this tarot deck at the moment. All right, Spirit, tuning in. For all those who are watching this video, what would you like them to know? What would you like them to know about September? What's going on for them in September? Okay, we have the Two of Pentacles. Really interesting. The Two of Pentacles. Why are we not fixing? There we go. Okay, so this card always makes me think about duality. It's like especially this particular emanation of the Two of Pentacles. But traditionally the Two of Pentacles kind of talks about like having quite a lot on your plate, like juggling quite a lot of different opportunities. I'm feeling like a busyness in September, but in a good way. Like I feel that the month might feel like it flies by quite quickly because there's so much actually going on. But I'm also seeing like progress finally starting to happen. Like you're starting to get I feel like the busyness is somehow a progression from where things may have been stagnant, like things are actually picking up and there's like a busyness going on. There could be a sense of, like I said, the month just flying by quite quickly and you kind of being like, where did this month go? Where's September gone? Oh my gosh. Um, but I also feel like there'll be like some clear sense at the end of the month that you feel like you've moved forwards. Okay, so this card was just like sat there on the table when I picked up the deck. So this is the next card. We have the World card. So there's a massive completion happening. I feel like for the eclipses, I'm going to be doing a specific reading for eclipses. So watch out for that one. It's going to be a pick a card. But with the eclipses occurring in September, I just can't help but pick up on their energy in this reading for the month ahead. And I'm feeling this September energy like something major is completing, like something that was really stuck and stagnant, like I was saying, is now giving way to busyness and to more like life force and more life events. Like I'm seeing a busyness, but in a very positive way. I'm feeling like you're going to feel like life is quite full in September. There's quite a lot of things going on and also like quite a lot of things to kind of grab your attention. There could be multiple things that are trying to grab your attention, and there may be a sense here, Spirit saying to I'm seeing like you are really in the midst this September of the end of an old cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. And because of that, I'm seeing like an overlap between both things at once simultaneously. So there might be a sense of like, whoa, I feel really busy because I'm still closing up an old cycle and I'm opening up a new one. You know, like sort of I don't know, any transitions can bring this up. Like, for example, if you're moving house, some of you might be moving house in September, but if you were to move house, it's like, well, you have to close up the stuff on the old house, right? And pack everything up and do the cleaning or whatever you have to do for the old house. And then you're also opening up the things for the new house. Maybe you have to organize new furniture or the moving or I don't know, whatever, relocate your post to this address. Like there's all these kinds of things that's the energy I'm feeling for September. Like why I'm saying it feels busy because it feels like an overlap between two timelines, like the one you're coming from and the one you're moving into. And then I feel by the end, like moving towards sort of more the end of the year, there's going to be a more distinct feeling in your life of, okay, I'm actually in a new timeline now. I'm actually doing something, like I'm actually in a new place. And it's going to feel like you're actually there and it's new. And that's going to feel really good. So I feel like September, you might feel a little bit swept off your feet a little bit. There is maybe a message here to ground yourself as much as you can, because I just feel like there's probably going to be a lot. I just feel like a lot catching your attention, but as well, it's things that maybe have been stagnant, like I said, for a while, and therefore you really would like them to be moving forwards. You know, like the joy that you feel when you get to move house and you really want it, and it's, you know, it's an upgrade and it's a house you really want. It's like the work that you might have to put towards that is also worth it. You know, that's the sort of feeling I'm getting. So with the world coming up, major karmic completions occurring in September, and simultaneously the completion and the opening of a new door and of a new chapter and of a new timeline really coming in. I feel like you're going to be kind of like face to face with duality, with this card being the first card coming through. And what I mean by that is like you're again amidst almost these opposite energies because you're amongst, sorry, I don't know why we're not focusing, there we go. You're amongst the closing and the opening simultaneously. You're amongst the end and the new, like the ending and a new beginning simultaneously. And it's sort of this interesting kind of experience of duality where you're kind of on both sides at once. Um, Overall, I feel a lightness in September, though. I feel actually a lightness, like a coming into yourself more. I feel like September is going to be a less heavy month than ones you may have already been experiencing this year. I think that the heaviness seems to lift. That's what I'm seeing, like a density, a heaviness. And there's a lightening up of the energy field, okay? Also, I guess we are moving seasons and, coming from summer into autumn, that it's like summer's very intense. There can be a heaviness to it, even though it's sort of a light energy. It's still kind of a intensity to summer for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere. And there's sort of a lightening up. There's something about the intensity because winter and summer are both the most intense, I guess, seasons, and then September, spring and autumn are kind of like the in-between seasons. So that's sort of what I'm seeing energetically is like the energy is going to be less intense, okay? And I think that's a good thing in terms of it's going to feel a bit more fun, a bit more free, a bit more floaty, a bit more light, and things are going to start to rapidly move forwards. And it's almost like I'm seeing change occurring without you even really noticing or trying that hard. And it's almost like you're going to be like, whoa, a lot has actually changed this September. And at the end of the month, I feel like you might be looking back and needing to kind of almost like take stock a little bit of the amount that has actually changed for you by the end of that month. Like you're going to be like, whoa, a lot happened this month, or I achieved a lot this month, or a lot of things came through for me this month, that I've been waiting on. So let's get a little bit more information, Spirit. What would you like them to know about their month of September, Spirit? Okay, so we have the Seven of Pentacles. So this could very well be your harvest month, or like when you really start to get more, I was saying, more progress. Like it's going to be like a progress month where you're like, okay, I finally moved forwards. I finally made progress in this area. Let's get a clarification, Spirit, on the Seven of Pentacles, please. Just want to get a little bit of clarity. Okay, we have the Magician. So it's really good. Okay. So the Seven of Pentacles being clarified by the Magician is really, I feel like delays are over. Something that's been delayed or that maybe you've been patiently waiting for. Like some of you might have had an appointment booked in September that you've been waiting for a long time. Like it's giving me that kind of energy where it's like you have been waiting for something. You've been anticipating something and then it's coming in September. And it's going to manifest itself in September. Something that you've been waiting for, you've been planting for, like you've been putting in the effort to cultivate this thing. It's finally ready to be picked in September. There's going to be some sense of like a ripeness to your life, a ripeness to the energy field around you. And I'm seeing like, yeah, you're going to pick the fruit. See how she's picking the apple off the tree? You have to wait for the apples to ripen for quite a while, right? And this is finally you manifesting something where you're able to pick it off the tree. You're able to make it happen for yourself, something that you've been manifesting for a long time. Some of you might know what this is and some of you might not know. It doesn't matter if you do or you don't. Like I said, for some of you, there might have been a specific thing that you actually have planned in September that you know about. And I'm seeing that it's going to go really well, or it's going to give you the answers that you really need. Like for some reason, I'm getting like an appointment has been booked or you have something planned, like something's already been booked and you're kind of like, oh, I wonder what it's going to be like in September. And I'm just seeing it's going to be really, really positive for you. And then for others of you, this is something that might not really be planned or booked, but it's something that you've still been like subconsciously working towards for a while now. And I'm seeing that there's a manifestation, a harvest. Okay, with the Magician clarifying the Seven of Pentacles, I just have to interpret this as in the best kind of way. Like that's what Spirit's saying. So the Seven of Pentacles can both equally mean sort of a delay to things occurring, but with the Magician, this is more of the harvest meaning to the Seven of Pentacles. This is you've already put in a lot of work, and now you get to actually harvest and kind of reap the rewards for this like labor. Like you've been putting in a lot of effort. I'm seeing a lot of effort's been placed and already, and you've been walking this path. And then I'm seeing September really, helping you. So I would definitely check out the eclipse reading that I'm going to do because I feel like that's going to also help clarify like what exactly you're manifesting. And I'm just going to clarify one more card about this Magician, Seven of Pentacles, because it is a really interesting energy. I mean, we have the Magician and the World coming up for your September reading. So already that's really, really positive. Okay. I would look forward to September, honestly. I think that it's gonna be enjoyable, and also we've got 2 Pentacles cards as well, which is very grounding energy, very earthly energy. I do feel a sense like you might wanna ground, but I feel like that things are gonna be occurring very much in the physical realm. Like, it's gonna be a very sort of practical month in a way, I feel like, where things are gonna be sort of quite tangible rather than the essence of something kind of in the ethers or whatever. It's gonna be more of a tangible month where things are actually manifesting for you in, like, a tangible way and an enjoyable way. So let's clarify with one more card, Spirit. What would you like them to know for their month of September? Okay, so we have the Knight of Chalices, romance. I'm going to interpret this a little bit like more generally. I feel like there's something in September that you're going to be falling in love with again. Like, you're going to be falling back in love with your life in September. And I think that it's because, like, the energy I'm picking up on is that something was really stagnant, and then the energies are finally, I feel like for some of you might already have been feeling this by the end of August, but I feel like for a lot of you, it's definitely by September, it's like the energies are finally shifting and you're feeling really good. Like, you're like, you know what, I actually am really enjoying life again. Like, I'm seeing some kind of enjoyment of your life coming back and returning to you. And just like a sense of peacefulness, romance, maybe like a romantic essence to your life, or maybe you're just romanticizing your own life and your own experience. Like, I'm seeing a bit of a romanticizing yourself, like feeling a bit romantic, like a lot of self love here. And also, just again, just enjoying life more. Like, where in areas of your life where things have felt a bit blocked off from enjoyment, I'm just seeing it coming back like tenfold. And then we have one more card here, which is the Strength card. So I feel like this is really hand in hand with this Knight of Cups, where I feel like that you've had to be strong for too long kind of thing in a certain area. And I'm seeing something coming in to like take that pressure off or take that weight off of your shoulders. Okay. Something has been like really weighing on you. You've had to be really strong. You've had to carry some kind of a burden. There's been some kind of responsibility. There's been something that's been heavy, and you've had to be strong, and you've had to kind of use your power, or maybe use your free will, or use your discipline. Um, like using your will kind of thing. And I'm just seeing that that energy was getting a bit tiresome and it was maybe burning you out. You were feeling a bit like life has lost its fun, its sparkle, its magic. And so I feel like September's the month where you really get that sparkle back, you really get that magic back. And I'm just seeing a real romantic side of you coming out where you're like, you know what, I love life, or I loved that I get to do this thing, or I'm in love with my job again, or I'm in love with my art form again, my creative process again, or I'm in love with this person, or just in love with the process of living. I'm seeing a more open-hearted energy and like a lot more of a sense of feeling grateful with these two. I feel like you really have been praying for help, or you've been needing something to come in to help you, and that this is finally going to happen for you. Like, you are going to get that help that you need. Things are already or are about to get lighter. For a lot of you, I feel like this might have already happened. You might have already had this little shift energetically, for some of you, it might have felt like a miracle, or something that a real answer to your prayer. That's the sort of energy I'm getting, where it's like you really needed an answer to your prayers. You're like, Spirit, I need things to get easier. I need this load to get lighter. I can't keep carrying this. And the universe has and will answer you. So yeah, I'm just seeing a lot of enjoyment, a lot more pleasure, and kind of a more of a balanced energy between the masculine and the feminine, which makes sense as to why you got the magician card, because when that masculine feminine energy is in balance is when manifestations can really come in for you, and come in effortlessly and easily and in the highest good of all. So yeah, enjoy the endings, I want to say. Spirit saying something like, it might be a bit of a funny month because, like I said, you're simultaneously dealing with endings and new beginnings at the same time. Spirit saying to honor the endings just as much as the new beginnings. Like, sometimes we just want to race into the new thing because we're like, finally, I'm ready for this thing. But Spirit's saying, take your time to honor the endings, because it's sort of like a process, like a process completion process. And yeah, the new beginnings are going to be taking off by the end of the year. It's going to be very, very obvious and tangible. All right, that's your September reading, everyone. Like I said, stay tuned for the eclipse reading that I'm going to have like really soon coming out. And yeah, if you would like to check out more of my work, if this resonated with you, then I'm feeling like for some reason Clear the Way is coming up in my head as one that you might want to check out. It's Clear the Way. It's an energy healing, light language energy healing on my store, and it's a really beautiful one for just, yeah, clearing the way. You may also like, as in it's like a spell, um, where you send energy ahead of time and it clears the path for you as you move forwards, and it can help clear blockages and things like that. It's a powerful one. I also feel for you, you might want to check out the Open to Love heart chakra clearing, heart chakra healing. That one, just because of the Knight of Cups that came out, which was talking about, oh, and look at that. We have the Two of Cups on the back of the deck. So there's definitely potentially for some of you some love themes coming through in September. I wanted to keep it more general, but I'm sure I'll have more love readings coming out soon, everyone, so don't worry. But yeah, Open to Love could really support you as well at this time, just to opening your heart and feeling that love for life again, that love for yourself again, and potentially opening to actual love coming into your life. All right, that's all for now. Take care. Sending you lots of love.